It's January as I record this video, so why in the world would we be talking about Christmas songs? Well, now that the holidays are over and we finally have all of the data, we can definitively answer the question, is Same Old Lang Syne by Dan Fogelberg really a Christmas song? We'll break it all down once and for all next on Track by Track. Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary. Thanks for tuning in today, and if this is your first time here, please take a second to click subscribe so you won't miss future reviews and more. In a way, Christmas songs are almost their own genre of music. They come in every musical style imaginable, but most people only care to listen to them during the holiday season. We all know the classics, of course. No one questions whether or not Bruce Springsteen's Santa Claus is Coming to Town is a Christmas song, and for better or worse, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You has become a modern staple of the season. But there are some songs that seem to have become holiday standards almost by accident. When Joni Mitchell released the song River in 1971, could she possibly have imagined it would go on to become such an enduring, albeit melancholy, holiday hit? Yes, the song references Christmas in the lyrics, as well as cutting down trees and singing Christmas carols, and it even borrows part of the melody of Jingle Bells for the intro. But even though the story of the song takes place at Christmas time, I've never really considered it a Christmas song. It's included on her album Blue, a record widely regarded as one of the best albums of all time, and certainly not a Christmas album. Does a reference to Christmas place a song within the holiday genre by default? That's a question that also applies to another very melancholy song that's come to be associated with Christmas, and that's Same Old Lang Syne by Dan Fogelberg. Once again, here's a song that was probably not written with the intention of being a Christmas song, but has been associated with the holiday for nearly 40 years. In fact, I almost never hear it played any other time of year. This past holiday season, I survived Whamageddon, but heard Fogelberg's song multiple times on the radio and in stores. In December 2019, I created a video about Dan Fogelberg's Same Old Lang Syne that explored the true story behind the song. It went on to become the most viewed video of all time on this channel, and not surprisingly has seen the bulk of its views during the holiday season. Browsing the hundreds of comments on the video, it's clear the song is almost universally loved. But there's also been a handful of viewers that have posed the question, is this really a Christmas song? After watching the way Track by Track viewers responded to my video this past holiday season, I thought it was a question worth exploring further, and perhaps even definitively answering. Now, before I go any further, let me be clear about one thing. Whether or not I think Same Old Lang Syne is a Christmas song is in no way a judgment of the song's quality. I've seen countless comments about how so many viewers relate very personally to the story in the song. And I think anytime a songwriter can elicit that kind of response to their music, they've tapped into something truly special. But does it actually have anything to do with Christmas? Let's discuss. First of all, there's the setting. In the opening lyrics, Fogelberg clearly establishes the story as taking place on a snowy Christmas Eve. He's picking up last-minute supplies at the grocery store where he happens to run into his old lover. Anxious to reminisce over drinks, they end up sharing a six-pack in the car outside a liquor store because the bars are all closed due to the holiday. So, not unlike Joni Mitchell's River, the holiday setting of the song is undeniable. But really, that's the only thing that actually ties this song to Christmas. The holiday is only referenced one time in the lyrics at the very beginning of the song. None of the topics Dan and his old lover discuss are related to the holidays, and unlike Joni Mitchell's song, Fogelberg does not incorporate any familiar Christmas themes into the music. In fact, the music is actually based on a slowed-down interpretation of Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture, a composition more often associated with the 4th of July fireworks than any other holiday festivities. So the Christmas association of the song Same Old Lang Syne appears to be literally circumstantial. But what about its original release? Once again, here was a song that was contained on a regular album, not a Christmas album. The Innocent Age was a double album, Fogelberg's seventh, released in August of 1981. The album also contained the hits Leader of the Band, Hard to Say, and Run for the Roses, none of which, of course, have anything to do with a holiday. Same Old Lang Syne, though, was released as a single more than 6 months before the album came out. It made its debut on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in late December of 1980, so in terms of the timing, the holiday season release was certainly not accidental. But the song's Billboard chart peak happened almost 2 months after Christmas, landing at number 9 the week of February 21st, 1981. So clearly the track's initial appeal transcended the Christmas holiday it would later become associated with. In fact, if the song is to be associated with any holiday, the more obvious choice would seem to be New Year's Eve. After all, the title does reference the hymn-like song that is eternally associated with the ringing in of the new year. Auld Lang Syne dates back to the 1700s, and it's a phrase that roughly translates to days gone by, or for the sake of days gone by. For the title, Fogelberg swaps out the word auld, A-U-L-D, for old, O-L-D, which isn't actually unprecedented. The original 1788 poem that became the song actually used the word old rather than auld. But of course, in the final chorus, Dan does sing another Auld Lang Syne, clearly referencing the age-old hymn. And to that end, the actual title of his song doesn't appear in the lyrics at all. The word same is completely absent from the lyrics, and the word old is only used twice, in reference to his old lover and to that old familiar pain. Of course, if the reference to Auld Lang Syne in the title and lyrics weren't enough, there's the musical reference that closes the song. Just after Fogelberg sings the song's final melancholy lyric about the snow turning to rain, celebrated saxophone player Michael Brecker drives the song home with a beautiful solo of the melody from, you know it, Auld Lang Syne. So again, while Joni Mitchell's River incorporated a song unquestionably associated with Christmas, Fogelberg here references a song unquestionably associated with a holiday that is not Christmas. At best, it's associated with the holiday season, but arguably not Christmas itself. So if anything, Same Old Lang Syne should probably be considered a song for the new year. In fact, that's what people actually seem to prefer, and I've got the data to prove it. As I mentioned before, my original video about this song has been the most popular video ever on Track by Track. It's had steady but modest viewership throughout the last year, but as the holidays approached, I started to see its popularity increasing. Take a look at this chart, showing views of the video during the 90-day period from early October through early January. You can see the views slowly starting to increase heading into December. Now you might be thinking that sudden spike marked with an A is Christmas, but it isn't. That's actually December 15th, and the cause of the spike was that the official Dan Fogelberg Facebook page shared my video with all its followers. Pretty cool, right? The video continued to see growing viewership for another week until this spike here labeled B. That is December 24th, Christmas Eve, which of course is the setting of the song. I kind of expected interest to taper off after that, and for several days it did. But then came this massive spike, and that, my friends, is December 31st, New Year's Eve. Views spiked even higher in the first few days of the new year before finally starting to taper off again. So what does all that mean? Well, the way I see it, this is a pretty clear indication of when people are most interested in the song. Yes, there's increased interest during the so-called Christmas season, but New Year's is clearly when people are most drawn to Dan Fogelberg's classic song about what could have been. And by the way, it isn't just coincidence with people actually searching for Auld Lang Syne. According to my metrics for this video, the top search and referral terms are all related to Dan Fogelberg and the song Same Old Lang Syne. Auld Lang Syne only ranks 17th for searches and referrals to this video. So clearly, this story of old acquaintances not being forgotten has struck a chord for thousands of fans as one year comes to a close and a brand new year begins. So for anyone that considers Same Old Lang Syne to be a Christmas song, I get it. It's certainly far from a ridiculous notion, especially since the story does take place on Christmas Eve. But for so many other reasons, the title, the lyrical references in the final chorus, the sax solo at the end, the song's story about old acquaintances, and the clear indication of when the most people are thinking about the song, the holiday this song is most associated with is not Christmas, it's the celebration of the new year. But I know this song means a lot to so many people. I've seen countless comments on my video about how so many people relate very personally to the story, the true story, in the lyrics. What about you? What does this song mean to you? Do you consider it a Christmas song? Do you look forward to hearing it during the holiday season? Or do you more relate Same Old Lang Syne with the New Year theme of Auld Lang Syne? Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, plus check out some of these other videos below that I think you might also enjoy. And of course, be sure to subscribe, because true music fans always want new releases the day they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.